Hello YouTubers, I thought I'd show a recent acquisition. This is how I've received this radio. It hasn't been cleaned up or anything. I have tested it to see if it works, and I've got the screws out of the side of the case. This is a Heathkit GW-42. I didn't even know this radio existed until I found this particular one on eBay, and I feel like I got it for a pretty reasonable price, and everything on it so far I've tested it, it does work. So a few of the transmit crystals are a little off frequency. That's not the original finish for the top. I think that is, the few pictures I found of this radio, it seems to be a very uncommon, radio. Shows a kind of a brown, or a copperish brown, color was the original for the top. And this is, I think, a sprayed-on bed liner. It's rough and textured, but, if a person didn't know anything about these radios, as well, I really don't know that much about them until I started. Well, I still, even after research, don't know much. But I mean, for someone that didn't know, they wouldn't even realize that's not the original finish for the case around. The face is all original, as best I can tell. The call button, it should have a polished aluminum knob there, and it's just got a little rubber, red cover on there. I'll probably never find the correct push button knob for that. This takes 4-pin Amphenol, and I'll tell a little secret I've learned about this already. And the static mic wiring book doesn't show this radio, but the Turner mic wiring books do. And the Turner books are wrong. They say that this this is relay actuated. It's what they say, and you should set your microphone on relay. Well, that's incorrect. You have to set it on electronic, or the radio will never work correctly. I about pulled my hair out, before I finally just decided to flip, because I know I happen to notice that some of the other Heathkits, which they're all around the same vintage, were electronic, and I decided to switch the mic, and sure enough, everything went to working correctly. Has 23-channel tunable receive, 5-channel crystal controlled transmit receive. The odd thing about this is there's actually 10 positions on the channel selector. The ones numbered 1 through 5 are in the case on mine. I think apparently they sold decals with these, and you could the plastic dial that's in there, and I know you can't see it very well since I don't have it powered on. You could apply the number, the exact number for the channel. Like, I think channel 19's in here, and it does actually have 19. But there's 5 positions, so 5 transmit and receive crystals. Then there's 5 more positions that have a V marked underneath of them, and what that means is when you're on those, your transmit side of it's still controlled by the original 5 crystals that are in it, but you'll be receiving off your tunable receive. So honestly, it works like split channel. I guess you could say, because you'd be transmitting on whatever the crystal control portion is. If it's position 1, then it's the crystal in position 1, but you'll be receiving off of whatever you set your tunable receive to. But like I said, I think this is a pretty uncommon radio. Heathkit offered these as a kit, and they did with all their tube type CBs from the research I've done, or Heathkit would put them together for you. And the ads I've found for this radio, I think this was made up to about 1964. 64 seems to be the latest date I've found for it, and they probably started making this one around, my best guess is about 1961, 1962. In kit form, I think it was like $110 or $120. If you bought it from Heathkit fully assembled, I think it cost you around I think it was around $190. I think it was $189.95 back in the day. So it was kind of a pricey radio, really. Like I said, I didn't know this. I'd seen the smaller, Heathkits radios, kind of like half the size of this and look totally different. They're pretty lackluster looking, but this one's pretty impressive. Receive meter is kind of odd. When I power it up, I could show you a little more about how it sort of functions. It's and it's not really, it doesn't work like your typical SRF meter, that's for sure. I need to find a manual for this, and fortunately I've only found one place that has the manual, and they want almost as much for the manuals I paid for the radio. I think the manual's like $30, and I'd love to have it, but I didn't pay much more than that for the radio, and I don't know if I'll ever justify that for the manual. I may just stick with getting the SAM, the higher W SAMs. I think it's in CB PhotoFax 6, if I remember correctly. Okay, I've already rattled on too long. I thought I'd show you what it looks like before I've cleaned it up and everything, explain a little bit about it, and I'll try to shoot a little video. I'm going to make a mic cheater up for this. And because the 4-pin Amphenol code for this radio is totally different from my other 4-pin Amphenol radios, so, and since it's electronic, key actuated, I'm gonna make a cheater. I'm not gonna wire one specific mic for it. Okay, there you have it. Be back soon when I get to show some video clip of it powered up and operating. Okay, I've cleaned it up a little. I've checked all the tubes in it, and actually the tubes are all good. That was shocking, but somebody's really took care of this old radio. I'm on the tunable receive side. I actually listened to Super Bowl, and the dial's off, and I'm on 4 to listen to 6. The meter quit working on me today. It reads all the way past max, which is the way it does even when the radio's turned off. So I'm going to have to look into that. It was a little intermittent earlier, and now it's just not working at all. I got the top off with it running, show you. It's all original other than, it's had tubes replaced in its life. I did not have to clean any of the controls in this radio, as they weren't scratchy at all. Yeah, the paper wrapped electrolytic capacitors I need to probably replace sometime here in the near future. The cans I'll probably try to get by with. Usually I wait until I start having problems to replace them because I go with individual capacitors. The cans are too expensive, so I delete them and go with individuals. I wish I had an original manual on this, but I don't know. $30 for a manual. I didn't pay much more than that for the radio. I just can't really see it. I don't have the SAMs on it. I think it's in volume 6, so I'll see about getting that. Okay, I think that's it for now. I just want to show you a little more of it. Show you it's actually working. Let's see if I go to the crystal side. Go to channel 5 on the crystal side. Key's about 2, modulates to about 3 is about it. I don't know how to tune the transmitter in this. I need to look into that. And it's the receive seems a little low on this radio, and it's bad about picking up electrical interference, as you can hear right now. It has it does have a noise limiter on/off on the back. I've got it on, but it just doesn't take care of all of it. Anyways, that's it for now. Probably maybe show just a little bit more later on it with it all back together. I thought I'd do a little bit of video clip of the back panel of the Heathkit GW-42. I don't know what all these accessory items are. I mean, there's your external speaker. Remove the little jumper, and you could hook up an external speaker. A lot of the rest of this I don't know. The ground's pretty self-explanatory. AVC, I honestly don't know. Mic, I don't guess I quite understand. I don't really quite understand that. I just don't know. And then there's an NO, there's a COM, NC. COM might be maybe it's a PA function of some sorts. I don't know. Like I said, I wished I could come up with an inexpensive book for this. I have no idea what this I don't think that's showing up too well in the video, but reset time is. I have no idea. Noise limiter, it does work, but this radio is pretty susceptible to the electrical noise I get in my neighborhood. I don't have the power cord for it. I've been using alligator clips. Seller did send a power cord, but I think it's like for I don't remember. Norelco, I've got it over in the floor here somewhere. Norelco shaver or something. It doesn't fit. So my alligator clip test lead 110 cord works a lot better. There's this is a 3 voltage selectable, 6 volt, 12 volt, or 110. The DC would go by this old CD vibrator, and I've never had much luck with these old vibrator, power supply systems. So, to me, it's 110 volts. Anyways, I think that's about it. Some of these odd hookups, I just don't know, and I have no idea what that control is for reset time. I'm clueless. Well, I've got it back together. It seems like every time I run this radio, the tunable receive is further off all the time, so someday I'm going to have to troubleshoot into that. I've now got it below 1 to receive 6. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Another video clip because my camera battery went dead on me. It's a different day, so it took quite a while to charge it. Anyways, a little more video of the radio in operation. The meter was easy to fix. It's just the pot that controls it inside. I just needed to put a little bit of electronics cleaner in it, work it some, and just went back to work. And it works like now that I've cleaned it up, it does work like a regular SRF meter, for transmit and receive. Just no dB numbers. There are marks, and minimum and max. That's it. Looks like it's coming all out of, I don't know if that's Mexico, Central South America. Sounds like Spanish, so I'm assuming the skip's coming out of Mexico today. A little bit of that video clip earlier, it was actually, DX was coming out of I think Southeast yesterday when I shot that little bit of video clip. I guess the only thing I got left to figure out is try to line this tunable receive better. And I've swapped out some of the off-frequency transmit crystals already. I don't know if I really showed the output lamp does work on it. I'm not messing with the call because I don't know what it really does. I need to wait and try to get a Sam's manual or something on it and learn a little bit more about it. There's my cheesy jumper. This piece of cord was cut off of an old junk sharp mic. I keep cutting a little bit of cord off of it here and there to make jumpers. I've been lucky, and the pieces of cord I've been cutting off have been good. I'm sure my luck is going to run out eventually. Oh, another thing I figured out about this radio, the receive is not down. It's that noise limiter I showed you can turn on and off in the back of the radio. It attenuates the receive a bunch. Turn it off, and honestly, noise limiting is, the noise limiter doesn't work the greatest anyways. It attenuates the receive so bad, I think you're just better off running it with it off. I might try to troubleshoot it and see if there's something going on with it, but it might be just the nature of the beast, I don't know. Thought I'd show this radio really does have pretty good receive. I've played with it a little bit, putting it up against modern transceivers, and it does surprisingly good. I really thought this would be pretty lackluster. It's pretty early radio. I don't really know the years this was made. I think CB Tricks shows ads from like 1963 and 64 and some of the CB ads in some of the CB radio magazines. I always forget, it's Retrocom, Retcom, or whatever. They have a CB radio like buyer's guide, and they show this radio in the list, but they try to give you years, but I know sometimes they're correct, other times I found it easy to prove, their years wrong, and they show 64 to 66, and apparently that's incorrect because I've already found ads on CB Tricks for 1963, so maybe 63 to 66 they made this. Not sure, vintage. It's a pretty early rig though. Anyways, I think there you have it. I don't know if it's rare, just uncommon. I really don't know, but I'd say it's fairly uncommon in this day and age. Heathkit GW-42 transistorized tube type vintage American made CB radio kit form, or you could buy it from Heathkit, already assembled. 73s everybody, 262 operator Paul signing off for now.